Oh my gosh, that butter! Oh my goodness, what is that? Asparagus? You put bacon on that? Woo! Go diabetes!
Hey, Dad, there's nothing on TV. I'm like, what do you mean there's nothing on TV? We've got over 1,500 channels.
Wow, that's good. You're 27.
Okay, that's moving out. I'm not running away anymore.
Hey! Welcome to Positively Funny, a family-friendly TV stand-up show. It's good to see everybody here tonight for this great, momentous occasion. And as we're going on TV, we're putting a show on TV, and my kids, man, my favorite channel on television is 1,314. And my kids had the nerve to tell me the other day, hey, Dad, there's nothing on TV. I'm like, what do you mean there's nothing on TV? We've got over 1,500 channels. When I was your age, we had one television set, and it sat on top of the other television set. That television set had one knob on it. That knob had 13 numbers. The first number was the letter U. And out of those 13 numbers, 3 of those worked, and 1 of those was snowy. So don't tell me there's nothing on television. And if the president was on, you might as well just go home and do your homework. Shoot. Oh, and forget about the remote control. I was the remote control. If Dad couldn't see Barney Fife or whatever, he said, hey, kid, go over and change that channel. I had to be turning that knob. About 3 or 4 weeks to turn that knob would break off, and we had to start using the channel locks. Anybody remember that? Shoot. If you did not have aluminum foil on your rabbit ears, you just weren't doing it right. Man, we had a big old storm roll through Central Florida, you know, and knocked the cable out. And the kids come all hollering, hey, Dad, the cable's out, call the cable company. I'm like, shut up. When I was your age, I was the cable company. Dad couldn't see Walter Cronkite or whatever. He said, hey, boy, go out there and wiggle that cable. And I'd be outside. How many of y'all had to go and turn the antenna when you had to grow up? Oh, yeah. Dad said, hey, go out there and turn that antenna. And I knew he was rich because our antenna was way back up yonder on the hill there. And I'd be turning it like this. And I'd be turning it like this. And I'd get it right about here. And he'd be like, all right, hold it right there. Did you move? Nah, Dad, I just kind of let go. But I said, hold it right there. But Dad, it's still lightning out here. All right, we're going to cut it off. Back to commercial break right after this. We're going to have a ventriloquist, a guy that uses dolls, come back.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Positively Funny, where we do family-friendly stand-up comedy. Our next comedian has been seen in TV and movies around the world. He's been in show business for over 50 years. He's in the Ventriloquism Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Mr. Ed Thomas and his friend.
My name is Ed Thomas. I'm happy to be here. You'll see I'm the oldest guy on the program, and that's why Vic decided to put me on first in case I didn't make it. Vic was telling me that he had a problem with the airport the other day. They lost his luggage, and any of the entertainers here will tell you that's a professional hazard. I came into Orlando just a week ago, and I couldn't find my luggage. I went to the lady at the desk, and I said, I can't find my luggage. She said, sir, has your plane come in yet? Then the TSA guy comes running up to me and says, sir, did anybody put something in your bag you don't know about? I said, how would I know if I didn't know about it? He said, you're right, have a nice day. Because we have what they call the Delta problem. Delta means don't expect luggage to arrive. Okay, Hugo. I want to introduce my partner. Okay, Hugo, it's time for the show.
No, I'm not coming out.
What do you mean you're not coming out? I got a show here.
I ain't gonna do no show.
Hugo, we got an audience.
Any hot chicks?
They're a nice audience, and I want you to come out and entertain them.
Will you introduce?
Yeah, I'll introduce you. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show, Mr. Hugo Higgins.
They don't look so hot.
Never mind.
Hey, Ed, that lady's staring.
What lady's staring?
That blonde.
The blonde lady is staring at you?
Yeah. You think she's a cougar?
Well, I don't know. Why would you care?
'Cause I'm a tiger.
You know, like Tiger Woods?
No, he's a cheater.
You got girlfriends of your own. Tell me about your girlfriends.
There's Edith, Harriet, and Lassie.
Lassie. Lassie's a dog.
You should see Edith and Harriet.
Tell me about Edith.
We were at a dance, and I said, can I have the last dance with you?
And what did she say?
You already have. She left.
Well,
She called, she said, come on over, no one's home.
did you go over?
Yeah, no one was home.
Well, I think she's playing hard to get.
That's what I thought till I got the restraining order.
Oh. Maybe you better stick with Harriet. How about Harriet?
Oh, she's getting serious. She said she wants to walk down the aisle.
What'd you tell her?
Go to Winn-Dixie.
Oh, Hugo, incidentally, I may get a call any minute from our agent, Will Cheatham.
The old drunk.
Now, don't go talking about Will that way. He's a very good agent. He booked us last week in North Carolina.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, I did too. It was an old hotel. The walls were so thin, I had to knock on the wall and say, quiet down over there.
I knocked on the wall and said, turn your lights out.
Didn't you have a problem with the plumbing?
Yeah, I called the girl at the desk. I said, I got a leak in the sink.
What did she say?
Go ahead, I don't care.
Anyway,
What's that?
this is a telephone.
It's an old act, folks.
This is really a prop here in case Will Cheatham calls. Oh, I think I hear him. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Will, how are you?
Good, Ed. How are you?
Here, we're doing a show here. Say hi to Hugo.
Hey, you old drunk. How dare you call me a drunk? You little stick of wood. I'll never use you again. I think he wants to talk to you.
Well, we're doing a show while you're on the phone here about that $100.
Hello?
I said about that $100.
Hello?
That $100 I owe you.
Oh, okay, and so long.
We haven't seen him in a long time. The last time we saw him, he was up in Canada. I wonder what he was doing up there.
He saw a sign that said, "Drink Canada Dry."
So
He went up to try it.
you go. I was talking to Vic Clevenger. He said that you told him you have a pet goat
Yeah, that's right.
and you're keeping it in your house. What about the awful smell?
Oh, he'll get used to it. I did.
Look, I told you if you didn't behave, you'd have to go in the suitcase.
I don't want to go in the suitcase.
Well, you better behave then.
Hey, Ed, you know what? You're okay.
Wow. Well, thank you, Hugo. I think you're okay too.
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
Well, thank you. Will you say that to me when I'm old and gray?
I just did.
Okay, that's enough. You're going in the suitcase.
I don't want to go in the suitcase. I don't want to go. Let me out of here. 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 Let me out of here.
Thank you very much.
Let's hear it one more time for Ed and Hugo. We're going to go to a commercial. We'll be right back.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Positively Funny. Our next comedian has traveled the country performing in clubs, colleges, and theaters all over the place. He's from Manchester, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Mr. Mike Hurley.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you. Any parents here tonight? Parents, you here? Nice. Good to have you out. That's my crowd right there. You guys don't care if I'm funny or not. You're just happy to be out of the house for a change, so that's good. I'm very blessed. I have 2 beautiful baby boys. I have a 4-year-old I love with my whole heart, and I have a 1-year-old I don't like. Yeah. If you met him, you'd know what I was talking about, okay? And here's the thing. It's not that I don't love him. I just don't like him as much as the first one, because when you have that first child, it's an experience. When you have the second one, it's old hat. You've seen it all before, Plus, you're a little bit more cautious the first time around because you don't know any better. First child wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a fever of 99. You're like, we're going to the emergency room. Second child wakes up with a fever of 103. You're like, if it doesn't go down by Sunday, we'll give him half a Tylenol. Just... First child bumps its head on a coffee table, you're like, we're calling an ambulance. Second one bumps the head on the table, you're like, how's the table? Is it... Can we clean it? How's that gonna? I should be more sympathetic too, because I'm the second born in my family. I'm actually the middle child of 3 boys. All my life I had to deal with, hand-me-downs, which wasn't that bad because my older brother was a year older than me. So sometimes when I got the clothes, they were actually still in style. So that was nice. I used to go back to school shopping with him, trying to convince him to buy stuff I knew I was going to look good in the next year. Yeah, get the brown one. It brings out your eyes. It brings out your eyes. So hand-me-downs, yeah, while they were a pain, I think the worst day of my life was my freshman year of high school. That same year, my little brother, who was 10 years younger than me, outgrew me. Yeah. You think hand-me-downs are bad? You never had to deal with hand-me-ups, my friend. I come from a very frugal family. Yeah. Imagine being in 9th grade having to show up in Oshkosh Bagosh overalls. Yeah. Sounds cute, right? It wasn't. It wasn't. I'm trying to raise my kids the best I can, but all I have to go by is my parents, and my parents were a little bit weird. My mom was tough. Whenever I was acting up in the mall, she would pull me aside, get down on eye level with me, let me know just how much she suffered bringing me into this world. Yeah. Yeah, most moms do it, right? My mom would become a ventriloquist because it was like through gritted teeth, like, do you know how much I suffered? Bringing you into this. I like that I'm growing up with technology. I get to raise my kids with technology nowadays. When I was a kid, road trips were a pain. They were boring. They were horrible. Your parents had these terrible road games. Now I can just pop in a movie. They fall asleep. We're good to go. That's nice. When I was growing up, my parents had a 1969 station wagon. That's what they took us around the cross country with. And my parents wouldn't even let me sit in front. They put me in the back with no seatbelts, with the luggage. My dad told me the real reason he put me back there was he needed someone who could pass him up beers from the cooler while he was driving. Yeah, it was the 80s. You could have a beer or 14 when you're driving cross country with your family, right? When you're back there, you got to come up with your own games. You guys remember playing this one when you were a kid? Getting the semis to honk. Your dad's flipping out. He's like, what the heck is this guy's problem? On the way from Connecticut to Michigan, I was 6 years old, came up with the coolest game ever. Found a roll of duct tape in the back compartment. Came up with a little game I like to call Kidnapped. Oh, you've heard of it? Great. Here's how you play. I took a piece of tape, I put it on my mouth. I took another piece, I wrapped it around my wrist a bunch of times, and then I pressed myself up against that back window, worked up some tears, and looked with fear at passing motorists. And you know how many people called the cops? 0, because it was the 80s and people minded their own business. It was a better time. We didn't care about missing children back then. We had extra. We were hoping to lose a couple along the way. I'm not allowed to watch The Baby by myself, which is fine because I don't even like that one. I like the 4-year-old. I'm allowed to watch him. Last week, Mama Bear took Baby Bear out shopping and left me home with the 4-year-old while he was upstairs taking a nap. Heard a noise come from his room when he was supposed to be sleeping, so I went upstairs to check on him. Sure enough, he was sleeping, but he was so still, I did not know if he was breathing or not. So before I knew what I was doing, I wanted to put my hand on his back to see if he was breathing, and he was, but I thought to myself, where did I learn how to do this? I didn't take a class for this. I mean, it was court-ordered, but who's got time, So where did I learn this is how you check a child is breathing while it sleeps? And I remembered my mother used to do that to me and my 2 brothers when we were kids. And the way I found that out is I was still awake one night, long after she sent me to bed. Did not want to get in trouble for being awake, so I pretended to be asleep. Heard her come in, felt her put her hand on my back, realized she was checking to see if I was breathing. So the next time she came in the room, I was still awake. I thought to myself, why wouldn't you, right? I'm like, I got to mess with her. She came in, put her hand on my back. I held my breath. She moved her hand a little bit higher. I just kept holding my breath. For 30 seconds, her hand went up and down the entire length of my body, looking for any sign of life, but I just kept laying still, holding my breath. After 45 seconds, I was about to start laughing and tell her it was a joke, but right before I could, she leaned in and said, 1 down, 2 to go. I didn't know what to do. I just kept holding my breath. The worst part is she didn't even stick around to see if I was faking it or not. She just said that and left. I couldn't sleep all night. Worked up the courage to go out to the kitchen in the morning. She was making breakfast, but there was no place setting for me on the table. I'm like, all right, Lee, round 1 to you. Long childhood ahead. Noted, noted. Folks, my name's Mike Hurley. Thanks a lot. It's been great.
Let's hear it for Mike Hurley, man. All right. All right, stick around. We got another comic coming. Stay tuned.
ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to Positively Funny. Our next comedian, you may have seen him on Dish Network's Viral Breakdown. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my good buddy, Mr. James Yon.
Thank you. All right. How's everybody doing today? Gotcha. I'm feeling pretty good myself. Guys, I want to tell you, I'm in love right now. I'm in love. That's right. I've been married 20 years and we're still in love. Not to each other people. But I'm saying love, man. I'm married to a really good girl. She's different than I am. I'm from Florida. She is actually from New York. She's Puerto Rican. Yeah, ain't it yeah, all right. There they are. All right. Do we have any Puerto Ricans in the house? We found them. Yeah, okay. All right. Sir, do you know Puerto Ricans by chance? You ever been in a room full of Puerto Ricans before? So you've been to jail. You know what I'm talking about. This is great. This is nice. Oh, man, I am a native Floridian, by the way. Any natives in the house? Any native Floridian? Yeah, a few of you. I just found out what that actually means. I went to Pittsburgh in the middle of winter. It means we don't know how to drive in snow. That's what that means, people. Did you know we can, as Floridians, can fly somewhere like Pittsburgh in the middle of winter? We can go to a rent-a-car center, and they'll just hand us keys. Did you know that? There's not a prayer. There's not any certification or anything. They just hand you the keys, pat you on the butt. Good luck. That's it. And people, you know we don't know how to drive in snow, do we? No, we drive in Florida. We drive like idiots. That's what we do. So when I drive in snow and ice, I drive like we drive in Florida. I'm going 85 miles per hour down the road like I'm Mario Andretti trying to win a cup. You know what I'm talking about? And what happens when you drive fast in snow and ice? Your car will spin. My car started spinning around. I get scared. I'm thinking, oh, my good Jesus, I'm going to die, right? But by the grace of God, my car goes perfectly straight, and I go, and I don't hit anything. Now, I was saved that day, but I almost died. And they say when you almost die, what happens? Your life flashes before your very eyes, right? That's not true. It's yellow because you are peeing yourself everywhere. You don't know what to do. You know, man. I always go somewhere, I always get a little nervous. Like you go perform somewhere, you're always nervous. You might not see people just like you that look like you and whatnot, like my people. But I see it in today's crowd. That's not true because there are fat people everywhere. So thank you guys for coming out. I see you. Yeah, I see you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Now, I like the fact you guys laugh because some people get all self-conscious about being big. Not me. I love being big. I love everything about it. I even like watching the Food Network. That's right. I love it. That's right. Love the Food Network. I do. I get a little too excited when I watch the Food Network, people. I get a little too excited. I do. Like I once watched the Food Network marathon for 4 hours, had to change my drawers twice. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And we get excited when we watch the Food Network. Big people, have you ever seen a big person watch the Food Network? It's like watching a fan watch the Super Bowl. We get excited. We don't even sit down. We're like, oh my gosh, is that butter? Oh my goodness, what is that, asparagus? You put bacon on that? Woo, go diabetes. That's how we do it, man. Feeling good, man. I see a lot of people out there. I see some married people out there. Oh, married people, how you doing? Look at them. They're so happy. They're not really anyway. That's my first time ever going to a Catholic church. It's different, people. I was raised in the South. We go to Baptist church. Anybody here ever go to a Catholic church before? It's different. Did you know there's a lot of rules in a Catholic church? Yes. Did you know it's not okay to yell hallelujah or praise God in the Catholic church? You guys know that? I didn't know that. I found out quick, though. Because I went to the Catholic church, I sit down, I'm looking around like, oh, everything is nice here. They got stained glass windows. They got people dressed up refined. They got an AC unit that actually works. Okay, people? That's nice, man. And then I noticed something, though. When the priest talks at a Catholic church, nobody says a word. They're very quiet. Now, people, this is very different than my Baptist church I go to, all right? When the preacher talks, we give them words of encouragement. So my first impression of Catholics is, Catholic people are rude. So let me liven things up like I do at my church. So I stand up. Go ahead, preach on it. Hallelujah, praise God. No. They did not care for my enthusiasm. Oh man, I got kids too. Kids make you crazy. You guys got kids? Trying to be a good dad to my kids, man, it's crazy. I remember though, before I had kids, that's when I was the coolest ever. That's when you're the coolest, right? You don't have any kids, no responsibilities. As soon as you have a kid, sucks all the cool right out of you. It's true, man. I remember when I was in college, man, it was great because you get to meet new people, you get to date different women, and I loved that because I dated all types of women. I did, because I'm multicultural. I'm half black, half Asian. The women get excited like, ooh, I bet he can do a good pedicure. No, I can't, actually. But I met some of the most exotic women ever when I was in college. I actually dated a girl from Africa, people. Africa, the dark continent, yeah. I loved it. It was great dating a black woman from Africa, people. A woman I could take out to get fried chicken and she can make jewelry out of the bones. I loved it. It was great. It was great. Thank you guys, that's my time. My name is James John. You guys are awesome. Give it up for your host.
Let's hear one more time for Mr. James Young, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. Thank you all for coming out for Positively Funny. Tell all your friends about this great show. Let's hear for all the comedians who are on the stage tonight. You can find them on the website, so just look their names up, Facebook them. They'll all friend you because they need friends. Thank you all, and have a good night.